Hello everyone, welcome to Achievers IAS classes. I wish you all a very happy Republic Day. Let's begin our news analysis of 26 January 2018. The first issue in news is regarding the violence against the screening of the movie Padmavat. As we have already discussed, the Supreme Court had declared that no group can stifle the fundamental right of freedom of speech and expression and ordered the state governments of Gujarat, Haryana, and Rajasthan to maintain public law and order and ensure peace during the screening of the movie Padmavat. However, the following violent acts in various states have resulted in filing of various pleas in the Supreme Court to initiate contempt of court against the states who failed to prevent the violence, including the recent attack against even school children. These events reflect the collective failure of the state governments in maintaining law and order, and the actions of the states have played an encouraging role in keeping up these protests in various instances. This comes in spite of the states being reminded repeatedly by the Supreme Court about its duty to protect the freedom of expression in various cases, particularly in the Rangarajan case, where the Supreme Court held that the government cannot cite possibility of violence to prohibit a film screening. And given that the Central Board for Film Certification has already cleared the movie for public viewing, the state cannot allow a mob which is unmindful of the reality and historical sense to hold the state at ransom. However, the court order appears to have been ignored by various state governments, which is evident from the decision of the Multiplex Association of India to not screen the film in Gujarat and Rajasthan. This is a repeat of the events which occurred in 2008 against the release of the movie Jodha Akbar for hurting religious sentiments, thereby reflecting the government's failure to control mob action. With that, let's move on to the next issue in news, which is regarding the rise in tax collections under the GST system. We had already seen the concerns expressed by various economists about the fall in GST collections in the recent months and the reducing tax compliance, which had raised fears over the fiscal health of the union government. The news article today is talking about the increase in the taxpayer base, which is a welcome sign ahead of the budget. This was possible because of slash in the GST rates for various products and services from the highest 28% bracket to the lower brackets and easier compliance processes which were announced recently by the GST Council. We'll further look into the issue once the budget of the year is out. Till then, let's look into the next issue, which is regarding the Delhi Declaration made at the ASEAN-Indian Commemorative Summit, which calls for joint action against terrorism. Many issues were discussed at the summit, ranging from counter-terrorism to defense and maritime cooperation to the issue of security identity cards on the lines of Aadhaar. Our Prime Minister is also said to have discussed about the sensitive issue of the Rohingya Muslims and the feasibility of a housing project that India would build to rehabilitate the Rohingya Muslims. I have already discussed the mutual areas of interest between ASEAN and India in my previous news analysis videos and will also further look into it in the days to come as more clarity emerges about effective areas of engagement between the countries. Till then, let's look into the other issues in news. The first one being on attempts made by the United Nations to restart the Syrian peace talks. As we saw in yesterday's news analysis, even though the threat from Islamic State is receding, given the military victories against the terrorist organization, there are fears expressed about the escalation of tensions in the region because of diverging interests of several countries in the region like Turkey, Iran, Russia, etc. In this regard, any long-term solution to the civil war in Syria is only feasible if all the countries cooperate with each other by keeping aside their narrowed geopolitical interests. We look into this issue in further detail in the days to come, and for further details on the issue so far, please go back and watch my previous news analysis video. The next issue in news is regarding the bandh called in Karnataka on sharing of the waters of the river Mahadai, which is also called Mondovi in Goa. From the examination perspective, please go back and see the states through which the river passes, as well as the tributaries of the river. Apart from these issues, there were several articles in the Hindu which put forth the opinions on euthanasia. I have already covered the issue in great depth, and I found no new points in these articles apart from those which I have already covered in the video. So I request you to please go back and watch the same. With that, I wrap up today's news analysis. Do like, share, and comment to support this initiative. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.